Nathaniel Carter hunched over his array of instruments in his isolated observatory, deep in the Canadian Rockies. It was a serene, cloudless night, but the data on his screen suggested anything but tranquility. Strange readings, like nothing he had seen before, flickered persistently. Electromagnetic disturbances were sweeping across the sky, defying all known patterns. He rubbed his eyes, convinced fatigue was muddling his observations. The gentle hum of the observatory's equipment was interrupted by a call. Nathaniel's old friend, Dr. Olivia Bennett, had seen his urgent messages. As a seasoned military strategist, she was no stranger to bizarre reports, but Nathaniel's findings had piqued her interest. "Nathan, you sound stressed. What's going on?" Olivia's voice was a calming presence. "It's like nothing I've ever encountered, Olivia. These readings suggest objects moving in the sky, but they're cloaked. I think we're dealing with something beyond our current understanding." Silence hung for a moment. Olivia finally replied, "This could be significant. I'll arrange a meeting with a few trusted colleagues. We need to understand this before jumping to conclusions." Days later, Olivia arrived at the observatory with Lieutenant John Mackenzie, a tech-savvy officer, and Dr. Sophia Williams, an expert in advanced materials. Their small team was complete. They gathered around Nathaniel's equipment, reviewing the data. "These anomalies are consistent," Nathaniel explained, pointing to the screen. "They follow a pattern, suggesting intelligence. We might be dealing with cloaked extraterrestrial vessels." Skepticism was visible on John's face. "Are you suggesting we've been invaded?" "Not exactly," Nathaniel responded. "But something, or someone, is here. And they're trying to stay hidden." Sophia leaned in, her brow furrowed. "If they're using advanced cloaking technology, we need a way to disrupt it. Can you isolate the frequencies they're using?" Nathaniel nodded. "I've started working on a device that might do just that, but it's risky. If they detect us, they might respond aggressively." Olivia stood up, her presence commanding. "We don't have a choice. We need to know what we're dealing with." Over the next few days, the team worked tirelessly, fine-tuning the device. Their breakthrough came one night when the skies were particularly active. They managed to partially disrupt the cloaking field of a small scout ship, revealing its sleek, alien form for a fleeting moment. John's eyes widened. "Did you see that? We've just confirmed the presence of an extraterrestrial craft." Nathaniel's heart raced. "They know we've detected them now. We need to be prepared for any response." The revelation ignited a flurry of activity. The team knew they were on the brink of a monumental discovery, but they also understood the perilous path ahead. They had to balance their thirst for knowledge with the need for caution. Every action had to be calculated, every step measured. Nathaniel found himself reflecting on his journey. From a curious scientist peering at the stars to a key player in uncovering an extraterrestrial presence, his life had taken an extraordinary turn. He looked at his team, each member bringing their unique strengths to the table. Olivia with her strategic mind, John with his technical prowess, and Sophia with her material expertise. Their next move was critical. They needed to gather more data without provoking a direct confrontation. Olivia suggested using drones to scan the area while maintaining a safe distance. It was a sound plan, leveraging technology to extend their reach. As the team deployed the drones, Nathaniel couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Every shadow seemed to hold a secret, every rustle of leaves a whisper of the unknown. They were stepping into uncharted territory, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The drones returned with more detailed scans, revealing a pattern of movement consistent with multiple cloaked ships. It was clear now, they were not dealing with a single scout but a coordinated presence. The urgency of their mission intensified. Nathaniel and his team pored over the data, formulating a strategy. They needed to disrupt the cloaking technology on a larger scale, making the alien ships visible and vulnerable. It was a daunting task, but the alternative was far worse. They had to act before the extraterrestrials realized their plans. In a moment of rare quiet, Nathaniel shared his thoughts with Olivia. "We're on the brink of something unprecedented. Whatever happens next, we need to stay united. This is bigger than any of us. Olivia nodded, her expression resolute. We're ready, Nathan. We'll see this through, no matter the cost. Their journey was fraught with danger, but they moved forward with determination. Each step brought them closer to unveiling the truth, and they were prepared to face whatever lay ahead. The team's work continued under the veil of secrecy. Every day brought new challenges, but also new insights. They were peeling back the layers of an enigma that had long eluded humanity, driven by a shared purpose and an unwavering commitment to their mission. Nathaniel, Olivia, John, and Sophia gathered around the central table in the observatory, each absorbed in the gravity of their discovery. The partial reveal of the alien scout ship had shifted their focus from theoretical musings to urgent action. Nathaniel's mind raced as he considered their next steps. We need to understand their technology better, Nathaniel said, breaking the silence. Our device disrupted the cloaking field, but we need to enhance it to cover a larger area. Olivia nodded. Agreed. We should also anticipate retaliation. If they realize we can see them, they might respond aggressively. John added. We need to refine the device and prepare for any possible countermeasures they might have. Sophia, with her background in advanced materials, suggested. I'll work on the shielding. If they do retaliate, we need to ensure our equipment and team are protected. They divided their tasks and got to work. Nathaniel focused on adjusting the frequency disruptor, Olivia strategized potential defensive maneuvers, John optimized the device's power output, and Sophia began enhancing the observatory's defenses. Hours turned into days as they worked tirelessly, driven by a mixture of fear and determination. The observatory, usually a place of quiet contemplation, buzzed with a sense of urgency. Data streams, simulations, and technical jargon filled the air as they collaborated, each bringing their expertise to the table. Nathaniel found himself increasingly reliant on Olivia's military insight. Her ability to anticipate the aliens' tactics and plan accordingly was invaluable. One evening, while poring over blueprints and data, he turned to her. Olivia, how do you stay so calm under pressure? She smiled, though her eyes showed the weight of her responsibilities. Years of experience, Nathan. In situations like this, staying calm is the only way to find solutions. Panic never helps. Their conversation was interrupted by an alert. The device had detected a significant disturbance in the electromagnetic field, much larger than before. John's voice came through, urgent and clear. We've got multiple readings. They're not hiding anymore. We need to be ready. The team gathered, eyes fixed on the monitors displaying the alien ships, now visible thanks to their enhanced device. The scale of the fleet was daunting, a stark reminder of the challenge they faced. Olivia stepped forward, her voice steady. This changes everything. We need to deploy the disruptor at maximum capacity and brace for their response. Everyone knows their roles. Let's do this. Sophia's improvements to the observatory's shielding were tested as the aliens began their counterattack. Energy blasts impacted the shield, sending ripples through the air. The team worked seamlessly, each focused on their part of the plan. Nathaniel adjusted the disruptor, fine-tuning it to disrupt the cloaking fields on a larger scale. Sweat dripped down his forehead as he made the final adjustments. Ready on my end, he called out. John monitored the power output, ensuring the device could sustain the necessary levels without overheating. Power levels stable. We're good to go. Olivia coordinated the defensive measures, anticipating the aliens' moves and directing the team accordingly. Activate the disruptor, Nathan. Now! Nathaniel pressed the final sequence of commands. The device hummed to life, sending out waves of electromagnetic interference. The alien ships, previously cloaked and hidden, were fully revealed, their sleek, ominous forms stark against the night sky. The aliens, realizing their vulnerability, intensified their assault. Energy blasts grew more frequent and powerful, testing the limits of Sophia's shielding. The observatory shook under the strain, but the shield held. Olivia's voice rang out. Hold the line! We've got this! Sophia's enhancements paid off as the shield absorbed the brunt of the attacks. The team watched as the alien ships, unable to hide any longer, began to withdraw. The disruptor had done its job. Nathaniel breathed a sigh of relief, but he knew this was only the beginning of their struggle. The aliens would regroup, and they needed to stay one step ahead. He looked around at his team, a mixture of relief and determination on their faces. "Great work, everyone," he said. "We've bought ourselves some time, but we need to keep pushing. We've exposed them, now we need to figure out how to drive them away for good." The team nodded, their resolve unbroken. They had faced the first wave and come out stronger. Now, it was a race against time to find a way to ensure humanity's safety. As they resumed their work, a new sense of purpose filled the observatory. They had made a significant breakthrough, but the journey was far from over. Nathaniel felt a deep connection to his team, their shared mission binding them together. They were not just colleagues, they were a united front against an unprecedented threat. Nathaniel and his team convened in the observatory's main chamber, surrounded by an array of monitors displaying the exposed alien fleet. The sense of urgency was palpable as they devised their next move. The successful deployment of their disruptor had revealed the alien ships, but now they faced the daunting task of figuring out how to neutralize the threat. "Olivia, any thoughts on their likely response?" Nathaniel asked, his fingers tapping anxiously on the table. Olivia considered the question, her military experience evident in her calm demeanor. "They'll likely regroup and attempt to counter our disruptor. We need to anticipate their tactics and stay one step ahead," John interjected. "I've been working on enhancing our disruptor's range and efficiency. If we can extend its reach, we might disrupt their entire fleet simultaneously." Sophia nodded in agreement. "I've also fortified our shielding. We should be able to withstand a more intense assault, but it won't last indefinitely." The team split into their respective tasks. Nathaniel and John focused on fine-tuning the disruptor, while Olivia and Sophia reinforced their defenses. The observatory buzzed with coordinated activity, each member contributing their expertise to the collective effort. As the hours passed, Nathaniel's mind wandered to the bigger picture. The appearance of the alien fleet signaled a potential invasion, and humanity's survival depended on their ability to adapt quickly. He couldn't shake the feeling that this was a pivotal moment, not just for them, but for the entire world. A sudden alarm jolted him from his thoughts. The disruptor had detected movement. Multiple alien ships were repositioning, likely preparing for a concentrated attack. Nathaniel's heart raced as he realized the gravity of the situation. "Everyone, to your stations!" Olivia commanded. "We're about to have company." The team sprang into action, each moving with precision and purpose. Nathaniel activated the disruptor, its hum filling the room as it sent out waves of electromagnetic interference. On the monitors, the alien ships wavered, their cloaking fields flickering before stabilizing again. "They're adapting," John muttered. "We need to increase the disruptor's power." Sophia, monitoring the shield's integrity, called out. "Shield's holding, but I'm seeing stress fractures. We can't sustain this level of impact for long." Nathaniel adjusted the disruptor settings, pushing it to its limits. The device emitted a high-pitched whine as it ramped up, sending stronger pulses into the sky. The alien ships flickered more violently, some even becoming fully visible for brief moments. "We're getting through!" Olivia shouted, her eyes glued to the screens. "Keep it up!" The observatory shook as the aliens intensified their assault, energy blasts striking the shield with increasing ferocity. Despite the dire situation, Nathaniel felt a surge of determination. They had come too far to falter now. John's voice broke through the tension. "I've got an idea. If we can synchronize the disruptor's frequency with the alien's energy signature, we might destabilize their entire fleet." Nathaniel glanced at him, hope sparking in his eyes. "Do it. We don't have much time." John worked quickly, his fingers flying over the controls. Within moments, he had recalibrated the disruptor. Nathaniel took a deep breath and initiated the sequence. The disruptor's hum grew louder, its pulses becoming more rhythmic and targeted. On the monitors, the effect was immediate. The alien ships began to destabilize, their forms flickering erratically. Some started to drift, losing their formation. It was working. They're losing cohesion, Sophia exclaimed. We might actually pull this off. The alien ships, unable to maintain their cloaking fields, started retreating. The coordinated assault began to falter as the disruptor's effects spread through their ranks. The team watched in awe as the once imposing fleet scattered. Nathaniel felt a wave of relief wash over him, but he knew this was just a temporary victory. The aliens would regroup and come back stronger. They needed a more permanent solution. We need to figure out where they're coming from and cut off their supply line, Olivia said, her strategic mind already working on the next steps. If we can find their base of operations, we might have a chance at stopping them for good. Nathaniel nodded. Agreed. Let's gather as much data as we can from their movements. We need to stay ahead of them. Nathaniel and his team had barely slept in days, each moment spent in intense focus on their mission. The alien fleet's retreat had given them a short reprieve, but the knowledge that it was temporary kept them on edge. They had to act quickly to locate the alien base and eliminate the threat once and for all. Olivia coordinated with intelligence networks, sifting through data to identify possible locations of the alien stronghold. John and Sophia worked tirelessly on enhancing their technology, preparing for the inevitable confrontation. Nathaniel, meanwhile, delved into the electromagnetic patterns, hoping to find a clue that would lead them to their adversaries. During a brief break, Olivia approached Nathaniel with a grim expression. We've identified a potential site. It's a remote area in the Arctic, inaccessible and strategically sound for a hidden base. Nathaniel's eyes narrowed as he absorbed the information. How reliable is the intel? Reliable enough, Olivia replied. We need to move quickly. If we can catch them off guard, we might have a chance to neutralize their operations. The team gathered to plan their assault. They would need to deploy their disruptor device at the base of operations, crippling the aliens' ability to cloak their ships and giving humanity a fighting chance. It was a risky mission, but they had no alternative. Sophia outlined their approach. We'll use the observatory's drones to map the area and identify entry points. John and I will handle the disruptor's deployment while Nathaniel monitors the signals. Olivia, you'll coordinate the tactical response. The team set off, their transports skimming over the icy terrain. As they neared the suspected site, the atmosphere grew tense. The vast expanse of ice and snow seemed to stretch endlessly, offering no sign of the hidden enemy. John piloted the drones, their cameras feeding back images of the landscape. We've got a visual, he said, pointing to a cluster of structures partially buried in the ice. That's got to be it. Olivia nodded. Deploy the disruptor as soon as we're in range. We can't afford any mistakes. As they approached, Nathaniel kept his eyes on the monitor, tracking the electromagnetic disturbances. We're getting close, he said. Prepare to activate the device. The team moved swiftly, positioning the disruptor at a strategic point near the alien base. John calibrated the settings while Sophia ensured the shielding was in place to protect them from retaliatory strikes. Nathaniel's heart pounded as he monitored the readings. Ready now! He called out. John activated the disruptor, its powerful pulses radiating through the icy landscape. On the monitors, the alien structures began to flicker, their cloaking fields failing. The base was exposed, and the team could see the extent of the enemy's presence. Olivia directed the tactical response, coordinating with military forces to launch an assault on the now visible alien base. The sound of engines and the whir of machinery filled the air as the human forces moved in, their determination unwavering. Sophia monitored the shield's integrity as energy blasts from the aliens struck their position. Shields holding, but they're putting up a fight. Nathaniel's fingers flew over the controls, adjusting the disruptor to maintain its effectiveness. We've got to keep this up. If they regain their cloaking abilities, we're done for. The battle raged on, but the human forces had the advantage. The disruptor's influence spread, rendering more alien ships visible and vulnerable. The tide was turning in humanity's favor. Amidst the chaos, Nathaniel spotted something on the monitor, a central command structure that seemed to be the heart of the alien operations. There! That's their command center. If we take it out, we can cripple their entire operation. Olivia relayed the coordinates to the assault teams, and a concentrated effort was directed at the command structure. Explosions rocked the icy landscape as the human forces targeted the key points, their precision and coordination overwhelming the alien defenses. Nathaniel watched as the command structure began to collapse, its systems failing under the relentless assault. The alien ships, now without central coordination, faltered and began to retreat. The victory was swift and decisive. The remaining alien forces scattered, their presence in the Arctic effectively neutralized. The human team stood victorious, their mission a success. As the dust settled, Nathaniel and his team gathered to assess the situation. The threat had been averted, but they knew the importance of remaining vigilant. They had faced a formidable enemy and emerged stronger, their unity and ingenuity proving decisive. Nathaniel looked at his team, pride swelling in his chest. "We did it," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "We've secured our future, at least for now." Olivia nodded, her eyes reflecting the shared experience. "We've shown what humanity is capable of when we stand together. Let's make sure we're ready for whatever comes next."